It's a subject that is not a lot of fun to talk about, but boy, is it amazing when you have a breakthrough. Weight loss. Sean, both you and I have struggled. And sometimes it's not just about dieting, it's about uncovering some underlying conditions that might be blocking you. Maybe there are some factors that you need to look at.
Absolutely. Dr. Kathleen Nash joining us now, a chiropractic physician with Total Transformation, and joining us now from the office to help us all get those COVID-19 off. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. Let's get the COVID-20 off. I'm
Yes,
good. How are
there's,
you guys doing?
I'm doing all right. You know what? Here's the deal. When you and I were all on, we end up talking a lot. And today we're going to listen a lot to some of the clients that
Mhm.
you've had and the transformations they've had. You're one of those clients. I mean, your turnaround was fantastic.
Yeah, I was somebody that was always told it was a issue, that I just had to eat less and move more harder than I already was in order to see the change. And that just never worked for me. And it was because I found out that I had two issues that were never diagnosed. I had insulin resistance and I had fatty liver disease.
Hmm.
When I actually built a program
Mm.
around correcting those two issues, that is when not only did my body respond better than it ever did, but it was able to hold the weight loss now for going on 11 years.
Nice.
I'm so happy for you, Dr. Nash, every time you tell your story. Yeah, it's interesting. And these underlying conditions can be different for each person, of course. You had an amazingly quick success with a woman named Catherine. We're going to hear from her right now.
I went from a size 14 to a size 6 in 30 days. I no longer suffer from fibromyalgia and I no longer suffer from depression.
How does one make a transformation
Wow.
that
Yeah.
fast?
Is that not crazy? And then not only did she go from a size 14 to a 6 in 30 days, she went on to go down to a size 4. And that was 4 years ago when the woman's still holding it. And again, this all goes back to it's not just calories in and calories out for a lot of people. There's things going on that's blocking their body's ability to process the fat properly. With Catherine, she was insulin resistant and she had a lot of inflammation. So those were her two
Mm,
issues. But once they got corrected, wow, did the body change?
Absolutely, no question about it.
awesome.
Laura, our next guest here, she lost a considerable amount of pounds. Let's take a listen to Laura.
When I started with Dr. Nash, I weighed over 300 pounds and I was pre-diabetic. Since being on her program, I lost over 130 pounds and I no longer have that pre-diabetic threat.
I mean, over 130 pounds. How does one
Oh
do
my
that
goodness.
without taking off a
Right.
body part?
Mm.
And Laura was 58 years old. And so, like a lot of women in that age group, she kept blaming menopause, that it had to be menopause that was doing it. And while she was having a hormone problem, it was dietary hormones, not menopause. So that's good news
Hmm.
for
Mm.
anybody that's facing that situation, is that you don't have to struggle with all this extra weight just because you're going through that kind of physical change. She's living proof.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's just awesome you help her make that change. I think the tough thing, Dr. Nash, with menopause is that a lot of times it just kind of explains, 10 years, everything that happens to you within a 10-year period. And it's kind of inconclusive. So you made a huge difference for her in her 50s. So that's just amazing. We have one more client that we're going to hear from right now, Sarah. This story is very near and dear to your heart. Let's hear from Sarah.
In just 3 short months of losing weight, I've lost 52 pounds and 35 inches off my waist, which is where I wanted it most.
I mean, the sheer
Nice.
amount of inches, like how many times did she have to reshop?
Right?
Yeah, redo the
And
closet every day.
And the funny thing is, Sarah was going through nursing school at the time that she was going through the program. Her nursing school studies were not teaching her anything about that weight problem.
Yeah.
She mainly decided to do it because she was an employee of mine. She saw all the success my clients were having, and she wanted to
Oh.
have herself.
Fantastic. I love
It's
that.
just
Yeah.
amazing. Dr. Nash, we just heard, three amazing success stories. And I know that you have a way of working with people one-on-one so that you can help them solve their own unique weight loss problem. But I mean, are these results typical?
Yeah, they're absolutely typical when we find the actual problem and the person takes my program and follows it. So, again, because it's more than just eating less and moving more, you have to make sure that you're compliant with my instructions. But the results speak for themselves. Once you get honed in on what the damage is, the body not only responds, but it responds at what seems to be an accelerated rate.
Yeah, and it's worth noting, by the way, she
Awesome.
doesn't make you starve herself. Anyone could try to make you do that. That's not a healthy way to lose weight. You do it the right way. Speaking of, if people want to learn more and maybe perhaps take that next step, see if you're the right fit for them, how do they do it?
Yeah, so the first step is we have to do that evaluation to determine if you have any of those issues that I work with that gets those phenomenal results. So that's where we're going to do the online evaluation. I have about 10 spots available that I always reserve for my Morning Blend viewers so that if they want to find out what the problem is and get the accelerated results, if they go to that website, that drnash.com/eval, that is the best way for you to get it at 90% off, $9.97 for the evaluation, and to schedule the appointment so that we get to meet and find out what's wrong and get you the same kind of transformation that you guys saw on the show today.
Fantastic. Dr. Nash,
Dr. Nash, thank you so much. Good job.
Thank you.
great to see you. All right, let's talk about
Great
that
to-
special one more time. Usually it's
do it.
$97. Now it's $9.97. That standard client interview, you get that online. Plus, you're going to receive 2 weight loss seminars in which she talks about the program and learn more about it. Only 10 appointments available, so make sure you get in a hurry. The number, the website, both right there on your screen. Total Transformation, a proud sponsor of the Morning Blend.